Gunmen wreaking havoc in the St. Catherine town of Linstead, robbing 4 businesses and sometimes dressing up as cops and soldiers. The Western Union outlet at Dixon's drugstore was the latest business hit by men posing as law enforcers. Robbers dressed like cops also struck at Gainer's service station, where they stole money as well as beat a security guard and took his gun. Another business robbed in Linstead is Your Choice Family Pharmacy. It was founded by Dixon White, who was ambushed and shot dead in Linstead a few months ago. Gunmen also robbed another store in Linstead, and 2 of them were shot and wounded in a gun clash with cops who chased them into the neighbouring parish of St. Anne. Amid the robbery spree, there's an appeal for Linstead residents and business operators to exercise caution. We encourage you to subscribe to our channel right now and stay with us as we go beyond the sound bites and the headlines on this, the big story. The business community of Linstead in St. Catherine is facing a new wave of attacks, this time from heavily armed robbers who seem to be well organized. One of the most troubling features is that, in some instances, they are wearing uniforms and vests worn by members of Jamaica's police force and the military. The Beacon has confirmed that 4 major businesses were robbed in the past few weeks. The latest incident happened minutes before 4 o'clock on Saturday afternoon, November 25, despite a state of public emergency being in effect for Linstead and other parts of St. Catherine. On that occasion, a group of brazen gunmen struck at Dixon's drugstore at 74 King Street in Linstead. That business houses a Western Union money transfer outlet, which seemed to have been the main target of the robbers. The footage from a surveillance camera inside the building shows 2 men dressed as soldiers, along with another wearing a police vest and carrying a long gun. Their faces were covered. At least 2 civilians who were in the public area of the establishment were made to lie face down on the floor, while someone behind the counter gave the gunmen piles of cash, which they took and then escaped. A manager at Dixon's drugstore told the Beacon that he's grateful that no life was lost, adding that the business intends to bounce back from the attack. The establishment was opened for normal business on Monday, November 27, the first big day of commerce since the robbery. Councillor for the Linstead Division, Herbert Garrix, wished the management of Dixon's drugstore well, noting that that firm has been a good corporate citizen, often giving back to community-based initiatives.
They give us sales, money, goods, you name it, to people in and around, and in particular to schools. They're involved in breakfast programs in Roseborn School, into school, and you name all the other institutions in and around the place. Community organization, that is.
The robbery at Dixon's happened 5 days after gunmen perpetrated a similar crime at Your Choice Family Pharmacy, located on King Street, in the heart of Linstead. No one was injured in that incident. It's reported that 1 gunman wearing plain clothes entered the establishment early in the morning, but it is believed that he had accomplices on the outside. He took mainly appliances. The company is said to be carrying out an audit to determine what else was stolen. Your Choice Family Pharmacy was founded by Dixon White, who was ambushed and shot dead in June this year while he was driving towards his home in Jericho District, Linstead. The Beacon also confirmed that, shortly after nightfall a few weeks ago, about 4 gunmen, including one wearing a police vest and carrying a long gun, robbed Gainer's service station in Linstead. The men were wearing masks. It is said that they seemed to have known where the money was being stored, and so they took cash and even the cash register. They also beat the security guard who was on duty, took his gun and escaped with it. A 4th business in Linstead, a store owned by a man whose alias is Red Rat, was also robbed recently, on Wednesday, November 22 to be exact. In relation to that incident, the Jamaica Constabulary Force reported that its officers assigned to the Linstead Operational Support Team responded to the incident and pursued a vehicle in which the suspects were traveling. Police said when the vehicle transporting the suspects reached Monegan St. Anne, the driver stopped and 3 men attempted to flee while firing at the officers. 2 of the 3 men received gunshot wounds and were taken to hospital, where they have been admitted under police guard. The other suspect was taken into custody. The police have been relatively tight-lipped about the spate of serious robberies happening in Linstead town. The Beacon tried on several occasions to get a comment from the commanding officer for the St. Catherine North Police Division, Senior Superintendent Howard Chambers, but his phone has been ringing without an answer. Some residents said the situation has become even more terrifying, considering that gunmen were attired like law enforcers in at least 2 of the 4 robberies. In light of the concern, Councillor Garrix urged the police force to strengthen its presence in Linstead.
I really want the police command to look into putting more boots into Linstead and have the policemen and public soldiers just roaming the streets. And not only at night, but during the daytime.
Members of the business community and other residents are also urged to be cautious.
I really want to say to them, we're going to be praying for them, we're hoping for the best for them. If they give up, people are going to be losing jobs. They are going to be losing commerce in the town. So the town probably is going to become a dead place where no serious commercial activity is taking place. So I really want them to keep heart. I want all of us to look out for them and just to be a little more vigilant.
Garrix also appealed for the gunmen to turn their lives around.
And when I saw the guy on the video last night, I said, somebody really went and made those garments, if they were made somewhere, and then had the heart, 3:30 in the evening, to come into our community in the town, almost in the heart of Linstead, to do such a robbery. Although they had guns, not thinking that people could have been in and around with guns to kill them. And I'm just saying to these people who are in criminality, just think about it and stop it. Because I think a different kind of life can be found other than to be robbing.
The series of attacks on businesses in Linstead comes months after gun murders and a fire negatively affected several vendors in Linstead Market. 2 vendors were shot dead on separate occasions. The first shooting in the market happened shortly after nightfall on May 13. It resulted in the death of 55-year-old vendor Marcia Smith from Treadwell's district in Linstead. 6 days later, another vendor, 43-year-old Carvet Chu, was also cut down in a hail of bullets in the market. And on June 1, a fire destroyed some stalls in a section of the market close to where the shootings took place. The Minister of Local Government, Desmond McKenzie, had said the blaze resulted from an act of arson.
I got a call from the Commissioner of the Jamaica Fire Brigade to advise me that fire was set to the Linstead Market, and this was done deliberately. Stalls were destroyed and other areas of the market was affected. I hope the police will do the necessary investigations, but the government will not bow to any pressure from any source at all who want to use any means at their disposal in order to eat a food. When you burn a market, you burn the livelihood of hundreds of Jamaicans.
In Linstead, St. Catherine, this is the Jamaica Beacon.